No, tell me, oh, it's okay. This one's still working. And I bought some batteries. No. Our final speaker is Lee Barron, Sigrud.
Thanks everybody. I'll keep it fairly brief. I don't know if you was in the position that I was in earlier on when we saw that march in its full length, where you could see it from front to back. And I'll tell you what I saw marching through Beeston. It weren't just a big march full of angry people. I'll tell you what it really was. It was Anna Sewsbury's majority that was marching through that Beeston constituency today, because that's somebody, that is a lady that I've had the displeasure to meet now on a couple of occasions, and I don't think I have ever met somebody in public service, quite frankly, who is so rude and so ignorant of people's issues as I have with that individual. And the sooner you get rid of her, the better it will be for you in the area in which you live in. I want to first of all pay tribute to the branch in relation to the demonstration today. I mean, when we woke up this morning, there is a problem with these marches. I mean, this is about the fifth one that we've had now in less than 2 months. So we do have to turn around and wonder whether or not there's fatigue kicking in. But there ain't. You have a look today at the people that were there, and I'll tell you what you could see without a shadow of a doubt. And that was the fact that this branch had engaged its members in this campaign, and that's why so many of those members were on that street today, because they knew that their future, their industry, their livelihood rests on what happens now. And that's why they was out there trying to send a central message to politicians that they're not going to put up with it. This is the branch that delivered, because I was with them when they did it, and so was Lillian. 15,000 signatures on a petition to 10 Downing Street, saying to them that people of Nottingham don't agree with privatisation. And indeed, they are the branch that's got the only Tory Member of Parliament in the United Kingdom that voted against the Postal Services Bill in Patrick Mercer. So that's the sort of campaign that they've run, and having a march and rally like this, I think, is absolutely befitting for the campaign that they've run over the last few months, and very well done to them. I'd also like to thank the others that have been involved and those that are attending today. I want to pay tribute to the Labour Party. Lillian Greenwood, by the way, is no stranger to this union. You know, I'm sick and tired of people turning around saying that the Labour Party was this, that and the other when it was in power. Because I tell you something now, Lillian Greenwood, when she was PPC, this is a time where they're sitting there trying to become MPs, trying to be good boys and girls as far as the party's concerned. She was sitting on their platform opposing privatisation plans that Mandelson was putting forward. We won't forget that. We won't forget that, because I tell you what was refreshing, to actually have somebody there that knew where they came from and was prepared to sit with us even then to say that your issues are far more important than what her career was to her. And I'll tell you something now, we won't forget that. But this is now time for the Labour Party to re-engage. The Labour Party is the only party now of opposition. If communities are going to have a voice, then it's got to come through the Labour movement, and it's got to come through the Labour Party, because there's a marriage of convenience where the Liberals have sold their soul for a little bit of power, and the only policy that they're now pursuing that was ever in their manifesto, ironically, is the privatisation of the Royal Mail. They sold everything else out, sold the students out, sold everything else out apart from the one policy they had in their manifesto, which was probably the most unpopular one anyway, which was the privatisation of the Royal Mail. So it is up to the Labour Party now to make sure that they're the spokespeople for the various communities. I'd also like to thank the other unions that have supported us today, and I have to say this, how nice it was to see the National Union of Mine Workers banner on a march and on a rally. I'll tell you this now, you want to start talking about sacrifices under a Tory government, then you start going to talk to them people. Proud you were there today, brothers and sisters, proud that you were there. But one thing that we offer as a union, as far as we're concerned, is the solidarity, you see. It's an easy word to use, not an easy word to execute in practice. And we'll be there with you, standing shoulder to shoulder. We're proud of the fact that you've come on a Keep the Post public march and rally today. And I'll tell you, when your hour need comes, then we'll make sure that we're with you. For instance, Unison, on the 24th of February, 3,000 members coming out in Nottinghamshire County Council. Well, I'll tell you this now. I'll have the chat with the branch to say to them that on the 24th, there'll be picket lines. We don't want their members to cross them. The branch will then talk to their members and say, when you go to those workplaces and there's a picket line, we ain't going to cross them. And when those postwomen and postmen get to those picket lines, they won't cross them. And every single time they do that, they break the law. But I'll tell you this about a postal worker: they'd rather break the law than break your picket lines any day of the week. It's not just about strikes, it's not just about disputes, it's not just about the stand that we take as far as the workplace is concerned. It's also about making sure that we stand shoulder to shoulder with the communities that are out there. You know, we're the last line of defence for some of these people. Some of these people, whilst they've got a voice, whilst they've got a vote, they were sold out by a bunch of liberals who put the Tories in and then basically turned turtle in order to get the alternative vote referendum on the 5th of May. It's up to us now to stand shoulder to shoulder with those communities. We're the last line of defence that they've got, and we owe it to those people to make sure that we stand up for the vulnerable in society. We stand up for public services in society, and we make sure that we stand up for the communities that this country needs and that those people need us. And I'll tell you this now, we can't let those people down. Now, as I said earlier on, it has been a difficult time. It has been a case of, this is about the 5th rally that we've done this year, and I understand that people are getting tired. And somebody said to me, just don't feel as though we're getting anywhere with it. Don't feel as though we're really making a difference. And I said to them, look, you know, it's frustrating. You're throwing pebbles at a tank, you don't feel as though you're making a dent. Anyone who's gone and spoke to Subury will see that when she's sitting there on 600 letters replying to none of them. But all I'll say to you as I wind up is this: if you do nothing, then one thing is definite: you'll lose. But if you do something, then you might. You just might win. So keep on fighting, keep the faith, and together, let's keep the post cracking.
Thank you very much. In closing the rally, no, it's getting dark. You don't want to be here till Sunday, do you? No. I have a few thanks to make, not least of which all our speakers and all of you that's travelled great distances to attend here. One of the major things I want to thank is Darren and his many men. Which is the stewards, all of it he does. And I have promised him to mention Mansfield. But thanks for all the hard work that they've done. You'll see some of them are losing their hair, so we won't be planning any of these quite shortly. Certainly Gary's shaved us off. But I do thank you all for coming. It wasn't a bad march. We was trying to get a bit faster as the rain started to come down earlier on, but we were all right. One of the main thanks I've got to have is my local branch members. Yeah. All of you know who they are. You decided to come. We didn't pressurise you. Well, not much anyway. But it just reinstores my belief in the union. And you, as union members, not activists, not reps, not branch officers, all come along and support your local union. It's vitally important. It just reaffirms my belief in us as a trade union. So with that, I'd like to close the rally and thank you all for attending and a safe journey home. Many thanks. Sorry, one other thing. We have some entertainment, as I previously mentioned. I think it's some sort of jam, sort of tribute band or whatever it is. But no, it's some of our local postmen that play and strum the guitars. So if you're quite welcome to stay, the bar's open. I'm not sure if the food's run out yet, but hopefully it's not, because I'm going there now. Thank you.